Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. We're reading the Gita. We're on verse 26, and it starts on page 146. And let's recite the Sanskrit. A little inspiration. Rupam Viksham Sarvisham Nasti Tatvam Guru Param Asana Shainam Vasam Bhushanam Vahanadikam Svaha Sadhakena Pradatavyam Guru Santoshakaradam Guru Radhanam Tadam Svajiva Nipedaye Svaha Karnam Sabhajan Nityam Aradhye Gurum Digadandam Namaskritya Nirlajo Guru Sanidao Svaha Shariram Indrayam Pranam Sadgurubhyo Nipedayet Atmadaradikam Sarvam Sadgurubhyo Nipedayet Svaha Krimikita Vasna Vijishna Durgati Moolam Mutrikam Shrefa Raktam Gachamam Samvachayena Varnane Svaha Sansara Priksham Maruda Patanto Narakadave Ena Chevo Vitasate Tasmei Shri Gurve Namaha Svaha Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Deva Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Svaha. Retve Jagatameva Samsarana Vasadvai Pravare Sarva Vidyanam Shavre Gurve Namaha Svaha. Ajnanante Nibrandasya Jnananjana Shalagaya Chakshuruni Nittamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Tvampitam Tammi Mata Bandhutam Cha Devata Samsara Pradipodakam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Yat Satyena Jagat Satyam Yat Prakashena Paditas Yadanandena Nandati Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Yastastitya Satyam Idam Yat Bhavati Parupadaha Priyam Putrari Yat Priya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Ena Cheta Yatehi Yam Chitta Cheta Yatena Yam Jagrat Sapna Sushuptyadi Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Yasyanyana Dikta Vishvam Nadrishyam Pinnam Pedrasate Karupa Rupaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Yasyatmatam Tasyamatam Matam Yasyam Napedasa Ananyabhava Bhavaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Yasyakarana Rupasya Karana Rupena Padiyat Karyakarana Rupaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Nana Rupa Vindam Sarvam Nakenapyasti Pinnata Karyakarana Tatina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha Yadam Vikam Atlatpatam Tattatapa Niparakam Tarakam Sarvada Papanya Sri Guru Pranamanyam Svaha Shibne Krutte Guru Strata Guru Krutte Shipporahi Tasmat Sarva Prayatnena Sri Gurum Charanam Nate Svaha Bhante Guru Padatmatam Bhangas Chitta Gocharam Shveta Rakta Prabhavinam Shiva Shakyatakaram Svaha Dukaram Cha Gunaditam Dukaram Rupa Paditam Gunadita Sarupam Cha Yodadatya Guru Smita Svaha Atrinika Sarvasakshi Achaturbaha Rachudam Achaturbaha No Brahman Shri Guru Kadita Priye Svaha Ayam Mayanjali Bhato Dayasada Pride Yadanugato Jatis Chitra Samsara Bhukti Bhak Svaha Shri Guru Padam Rupam Viveka Chakshudam Manta Bhagyana Pashanti Andasya Yodhyam Yata Svaha
Srinatacharanadranam yasyam dishi nirajade tasmin dishe namakutya patya pratidinam priye swaha tasye dishe satnamatini rishyane kakshipyade mukhavito madhupain vadisha jagati yatra bhagavan guru chakravarti vishwodaya pralaya nataka nitya sakshi swaha Natadi Guru Trayam Ganapatim Pita Trayam Vairam Siddhaugam Badu Katrayam Padayudam Gita Tramam Madalam Viram Vayasta Chatushatta Navakanakam Virabali Panchakam Srimad Mani Nimintra Raja Saitam Bande Guru Mandalam Swaha Vasyate Sagre Sadigratnilai Dutrai Pranayama Shatain Anekakarane Dukatmakai Dujai Yasmin Nabhyudite Vinashati Balivayu Swayam Tachanat Praptum Tatsajam Svabhavamanisham Sevatvekam Gurum Swaha Swadehasya Kasena Sharira Chintanam Bhavedanantasya Shivasya Chintanam Swadeva Shikaseva Chanam Kirtanam Bhavedanantasya Shivasya Kirtanam Swaha Medpadam Renukanika Kapi Samsara Palide Sedabanda Yatena Kamde Shikantam Upasane Swaha Yasmat Nugraham Lapa Mahatmajnana Matsuje Tasmai Sri Chindraya Namachavishta Siddhaye Swaha Padamyam Sattva Samsara Davananam Vignashkam Brahmarakri Siddhambuja Madhyastam Chandram Mandre Swaha Akataditri Rekapte Sahasradhara Mandre Hamsa Pashva Trikorija Smaretan Madhyakam Guru Swaha Sakara Bhavan Sriti Kalpita Sheta Pushya Nikila Nigama Drishti Samadam Vyapta Drishti Avaguna Parimati Tatharapi Kadrishti Avaguna Paramishtir Moksha Marge Kadrishti Swaha Sakala Bhavanyarangastapanantam Yakshati Sakaruna Sabrishti Tatamala Samashti Sakala Samaya Srishti Sachidananda Drishti Nivasatu Mayi Nityam Sri Guru Divya Drishti Swaha.
Let's stop right here for a moment and go back and translate what we've read. It's really wondrous. Om Bhu Shwaha, Om Bhuva Swaha, Om Swaha Swaha, Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Swaha. And we're at verse number 26. They who can worship are firmly fixed in the highest principle of the Guru, who is the Supreme Lord of all. Whoever can worship. Where did you learn to worship? You learned it from your Guru. And that Guru is the one who is being honored through every activity we perform. So our very activity of worship is an honor to our Guru. Whether we worship Brahma, Vishnu, or Shiva, we're worshiping the Guru by using her knowledge. A seat, a bed, cloth, ornaments, a conveyance, and other things. The sadhak or spiritual aspirant should offer these to become a cause of satisfaction to the Guru. Make offerings of the necessities of life to produce the effect of delight in the life of the Guru. Why would you like to offer the necessities of life to your Guru? Why would you like to offer them so many material possessions? Because the more material responsibility we remove from the Guru's shoulders, the more we take over that burden, the greater is the privilege that we receive to watch what would a wise being do if they didn't have to work in the world. We get to enhance the example before us. Rather than saying, Guruji, my house is a mess, please come over and clean it up. We'd say, hey, Guruji, not only did I clean my house, but I cleaned your house as well. And here are the groceries, and here's the necessities of life. Now you're free from the burdens of interacting with the worldliness of this world. Please show us what happens when a great swan is set free. What would you do? Would you build an estate, or would you build an ashram? Would you buy a Rolls Royce, or would you buy a van so you can carry all of us along with you? What would you do if you had the freedom to choose? If you didn't have to dig in the garden, if you didn't have to fix the road, or if you were free from building, what would you do? Would you sit by the fire and chant the chanting? What an inspiration that is. Let me do it too. So let's provide as much seva as we can to the Guru so we can set the Guru free to give us a greater example. The more we free the Guru, the more freedom we achieve ourselves. There is no question. And this produces the effect of delight in the Guru, because the Guru is delighted to be free from the material responsibilities so that she or he can produce more effort, greater effort in their spiritual evolution and in providing tools by which their disciples can come along behind them, along with them. So for this reason, make offerings of the necessities of life to your Guru. With your actions, thoughts, and words, eternally please the Guru. Offer respect to the Guru without shame, modesty, or hesitation. Don't hesitate to bow down. Every time you bow down, you get a blessing. That's the law of nature. Don't hesitate to offer respect. Through your actions, through your deeds, through your words, through your thoughts, offer respect. Offer your body, your senses, life itself to the true teachers. With your bursting soul, open your heart and offer everything to the true teachers. If you've got a pure example, if you've got someone who's practicing what they preach, if you have someone who is an inspiration, nurture them and offer whatever you can to them. Give them your actions, give them your thoughts, give them your senses. If you give your senses to Shiva, if you give your life to Shiva, you become Shiva. O giver of boons, he's talking to Parvati. Hey, she who gives the boons, do not be attached to this body in which reside worms, foul-smelling fecus and urine, phlegm, blood, and meat covered by skin, which will ultimately become scattered ashes. What a description of the human equation. This is the circumstance of life. And look, this scripture was written several hundred years at least before this millennium, before our current era. And how much knowledge they had about the body. They knew that the body had urine and fecus and phlegm and blood and meat. And what a description. They had really intuitive knowledge of what comprises the body. He is the cause of climbing above in the tree of the world of objects and relationships. That's the Guru. And rescues us from falling into the ocean of hell or the sea of conflict and confusion. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. Please help me. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. The Guru is Brahma, the Guru is Vishnu, the Guru is Lord Maheshwara. The Guru is actually the Supreme Divinity, and therefore we bow down to the respected Guru. And that means not only is my Guru Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, but Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu are also my Gurus. And everybody's Guru is Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu. And my Guru is one with every Guru. And every Guru is one with God. And all of them are links in the chain which pull us towards union with Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. who actually dissolves the perceivable universe and is the bridge across the ocean of objects and relationships, who illuminates all knowledge with great delight, we bow down to the respected Guru. He applies the ointment of wisdom to the eyes that were closed by the darkness of ignorance, and therefore we bow down to the respected Guru. You are my father, you are my mother, you are my friend, and you are all of the gods for the purpose of understanding this world of objects and relationships. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. Hey, Guru, you are mother, you are father, you are my real friend, Guru Bina Bandunai. There is no other friend than the Guru. He is really trying to take us across this ocean of objects and relationships, and therefore we bow down to the respected Guru, by means of whose truth perceivable existence is true, by means of whose illumination that, as in Tattvanasti, that thou art, becomes illuminated, by means of whose bliss all becomes blissful. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru, by whose establishment exists this truth, by whose illumination is the form of light, by whose love children and all others are beloved. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. And look at this, his truth and his illumination illuminates the reality for me. Otherwise, I might be in some fancy hotel wearing a stiff suit, going to some conference about stupid things I don't care about, with a bunch of people I don't want to be with. And therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru, by means of whose instigation consciousness illuminates the objects of awareness, while consciousness itself is not illuminated, by means of which the waking, dreaming, and deep, dreamless sleep and other states of consciousness are illuminated. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. And look how he instigates consciousness to illuminate the objects of existence, whereas consciousness itself is not illuminated. You don't see the mirror, you see the reflection. You don't look at the perceiver, at the witness, you look at the objects which he's witnessing, the objects of perception. And when the knower and the known become one, therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru, by whose gifts of wisdom and inspiration the universe is not perceived in various divisions. No, we make it all one, it's unified, it's not distinguished and cut up into little pieces. Who is the one form of truth of all forms? Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. One who has an opinion does not understand. One who has no opinion has right understanding. Savardi, he's with everyone. No prejudice. He belongs to all. Deeply intuit the absence of many or various attitudes. That means deeply intuit the absence of various attitudes means have only one attitude. Intuitively knowing the one attitude, therefore we bow down to the respected Guru. And that's the attitude of gratitude. Hey Guruji, you gave us a way of life, you gave us a way of worship, you gave us the perception to perceive the fallacies of attachment to this world of Maya. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. And if I have any prejudice at all, let it be for the love of God. Let me perceive every object of creation and every relationship in creation as an exemplification of the love of God. And that is the example of my Guru, who is the form of the cause as well as the light by which the form of the effect is illuminated. Who is the form of effect and cause? Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru. This all appears as various forms. This all of it. It appears as various forms, whereas there is nothing which is different from the Guru. It's all actually the manifestation of the Guru. God resides in everything. Look for the divinity within. He alone is the manifestation of cause and effect. Therefore, we bow down to the respected Guru, by whose pair of lotus feet the heat of conflict is removed. Always illuminate those feet. To the respected Guru, we bow down. If Shiva has anger, the Guru can remove it, whereas if the Guru has anger, Shiva cannot. Therefore, all effort should be made to take the refuge in the respected Guru. Let me tell you a story, if you don't mind. Lomash Muni was a great devotee of Shiva. And he had one disciple who was so disrespectful, never did any work, always was laying around. The Guru would say, "Hey, disciple, please don't act like that." And the disciple said, "Hey, who cares for you, Guru?" And Lomash Muni said again and again and again, "Disciple, please understand that the best way for you to progress in life is through devotion to the Guru. And do what you say, and say what you're going to do, and be efficient, and move ahead with pure love and pure devotion. This will bring you the highest attainment." And the disciple didn't listen. No matter how many times the Guru said, "Disciple, please," the disciple didn't respond. And one day the disciple got very, very insulting to the Guru. He even told lies to the Guru. And the Guru said, "Disciple, please don't behave like that. Tell the truth. I'm your Guru. I only want for you the best that I can possibly offer." And the disciple didn't respond, and Shiva got mad. And Shiva came there and he took some water and he said, "I curse you, worthless disciple! You will take 1,000 births in the lowest forms possible. You who disrespect your Guru, you who don't tell truth to your Guru, you who don't act in truth as a member of the ashram family, I curse you." And Lomash Muni said, "Shiva, I know my disciple is unworthy, and I know my disciple has committed error, but that's my disciple. Now I'm going to sing a hymn to you." And he sang the great hymn from the Ramayana, "Namam Misha Mishana Nirbana Rupam Divam Vyapakam Veda Gyanaswarupam." And Shiva said, "I'm very, very pleased with you, Lomash Muni. I'm going to give you a boon. What boon do you choose?" And Lomash Muni said, "Please, forgive my disciple." And Shiva said, "Well, I've already gave him the curse. But because of your devotion, I'm going to give him a blessing along with the curse with every birth that he takes, that worthless disciple. In the lowest forms, whatever birth he takes or she takes, he will always remember the name of Ram." Well, that disciple immediately took birth as a crow. And that crow lived off cadavers that he found in the forest. And he had a miserable existence. He used to eat the dead flesh of animals that died in the forest, and he would spend all his time flying from place to place, thinking what a miserable life I'm leading. While I was a disciple to such a great Guru, I was disrespectful, and now I have this to look forward to for 1,000 births. And as he was thinking thusly, he flew over Ayodhya. And he looked down and he saw Ram. And he said, that's the avatar of Vishnu. That's the incarnation of the supreme divinity. And he flew down and started to watch the entire history of Ram. And he memorized the Ramayana. So that when Guru would have a doubt, hey, how could Ram really be Vishnu's avatar? Guru went to Narad Muni and said, hey, solve my question. He was a man wandering on the earth crying out for his lost wife. How could that be the Supreme Lord incarnate? How could he be an avatar? Narad said, I can't answer that question. You go to Shiva. Guru went to Shiva and said, Shiva, I have a doubt. He who was supposed to be the Lord of the universe, the supreme consciousness made manifest, was bound by snakes and tied up and had to call me to save him? How could he be the Supreme Lord if he needed me to help him out? I'm just a lowly being on this earth. And Shiva said, I can't help you. You better go see Kakbushundi. Kakbushundi? Yes, he's a crow. And he lives on the bank of Manasarovar, the great river at the bottom of Kailash. Guru went to see Kakbushundi. And the king of the eagles bowed down to the lowest form of birds and said, you're my guru. Please teach me. How is it that Vishnu could come in the form of Ram? And Kakbushundi recited the entire Ramayana and removed all of Guru's doubts. And so that's how we got the preservation of the Ramayana. And so we owe that old crow a great debt of gratitude. So if Shiva has anger, the Guru can remove it, whereas if the Guru has anger, Shiva cannot. So if the Guru says to the disciple, out of here, that's equivalent to having a lifetime without God. Where else will you learn? Where else will you get that inspiration? Where else will you get that shelter and that example? If the Guru says, out, Shiva can't help you. But if Shiva says, I curse you, the Guru can modify the curse. Worship the pair of the Guru's feet with speech, mind, and illumination of consciousness. He illuminates the various colors, white and red. White is pure consciousness and red is the passion of nature, indicating the supreme manifestation of Shiva and Shakti, consciousness and nature. Great minds rarely disagree. Gu is beyond all qualities. Ru excludes all form. One should remember the Guru as the intrinsic nature of that which is beyond qualities. So here we have another definition of Gu. Before, Gu was on the car, darkness, and it's beyond all qualities. And Ru is beyond all form because it illuminates. It's the illuminator. So Ru is consciousness and Gu is Maya. Without 3 eyes, he is the witness of all. Without 4 arms, he is Vishnu, the circumstance of all. Without 4 faces, he is Brahma, the supreme divinity. Oh, beloved, so it is said of the respected Guru. We clasp our hands in respect before he whose ocean of compassion increases, by whose compassion living beings may attain liberation from the diversified world of objects and relationships. Clasp our hands. Fold our hands in pranam. The respected Guru is the supreme form of nectar, the bliss of immortality to those who see with the eye of discrimination. If you see with worldly eyes, you see a funky old guy with a long beard and say, hey, who needs it? Let's go out and party. But if you see with the eyes of discrimination, you say, hey, that's where the party's happening. Let's go to the Devi Mandir and join the party. Those whose minds are not so fortunate as to perceive this divinity are just as the blind who do not see the rising sun. Shame, shame, shame. What a waste. In whatever direction are situated the respected Guru's pair of feet, oh, beloved, every day one should bow down in that direction. That's the holy direction. That's our Mecca. That's the source of our liberation. The respect that we can demonstrate to those lotus feet. Oh, you who are purified by knowledge, and I'm talking to you. And Shiva is talking to Parvati. In whatever direction is situated the wakeful Supreme Lord who has dominion, with handfuls of flowers buzzing with bees in search of honey. The flowers are so sweet smelling that the bees are swarming around the flowers. They're just such delightful flowers plucked individually from the nectar, the garden of bliss, the nectar of delight. Worship the eternal witness of the drama of creation and dissolution of the universe. I bow to you with these flowers. Pushpanjali samarpayami. We bow to the circle which surrounds the Guru. All the disciples, the Sarvabhadra Bandala Devata. To the Supreme Lord, our Guru, who is in the center of the Bindu. To the three other Gurus, Param Guru, Parampara Guru, Parameshti Guru, to Ganapati. Remember, Om Guru Vyo Namo, Om Param Guru Vyo Namo, Parampara Guru Vyo Namo, Parameshti Guru Vyo Namo, Om Ganapati Namo, or Ganeshaya Namo. To the three places of worship of Boira, the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal bodies. To the number of attained beings, all the siddhas, all those who have attained and are surrounding and supporting and amplifying and charting the course of the Guru. To the three children, remember Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva went to the Moni Dweep where they became three little girls. And they got the darshan of the Divine Mother. And Brahma got to rub her feet. And Vishnu combed her hair. And Shiva sang songs to her. And she said, I'm so glad you've come. You have to be in the form of little children to see me because you have to be full of trust and full of wonder and full of the bhav that gets to perceive me. Lest you be like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And so they became little children, and then she said, okay, Shiva, that was a beautiful song. It's been so many millennium that you've been here. Now it's time to go back for the three of you, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, go back and create and protect and transform another universe. And all three of them said, oh no, Mother, we like it here. So the three little children, to the 2 feet of the Guru, to the order of ambassadors, to the circle, all the ambassadors that allow us to approach the circle of the Guru, all the teaching assistants, all the people that pull us into the circle, the ambassadors to the circle, to introduce us to the love of the Guru, to the heroes. Oh, remember, we have Pashubhav, which is our animalistic nature. We have Birya Bhav, the hero Bhav that is just actually making efforts in order to arise to Divya Bhav, which is to become divine. So we become heroes. And the 16, the Sharash Matrika, the 16 mothers, remember, in the cosmic puja. The 64, we have the 64 yoginis, and the 9 Navadurga, to the 5 heroes that sacrifice the Panchindriya. We have closed off these Panchindriya, these 5 organs of knowledge, and we brought our senses inside. To the 5 heroes that sacrifice, to the respected maker of garlands who sews together the garland of disciples, the circle of disciples that surrounds the Guru, and to make that as an offering to the divine. And by means of the king of mantras, the Guru Gita, this whole Guru Gita is the king of mantras, because without devotion to the Guru, you will never learn any other mantra. This is primary education. We want to fall in love with our teachers, so we soak up their knowledge like a sponge. We want to become worthy of their knowledge, and we want to demonstrate our appreciation by using that knowledge and practicing that knowledge and take their inspiration and employing it in our lives. All those extended practices of hundreds of repetitions of breath control, pranayama, cause discomfort and strain on our difficult of attainment. In a moment, this good result of victory over the sacrifice of life may be attained with ease by oneself through the selfless service of one's Guru as a natural expression of love. I want to tell you a story. I hope you don't mind. Shankaracharya had 4 disciples. 3 of them were extremely Jnani type people. Sureshwarananda and, I'm sorry, I don't remember all their names, but I do remember Totrakananda. And Totrak was a village boy who had no schooling and no knowledge at all. And one day, Shankaracharya was teaching the 3 wise disciples, and Totrak took all the cloth down to the river. Remember at Joshimath, remember how far it was from the cave where Shankara lived, down to the river at the bottom of the valley. And Totrak used to take all the cloth every day from all the disciples, and he said, hey, I have nothing to do with wisdom. I don't know Sanskrit. I don't know all this Gyan stuff. Let me just have the privilege of serving you all. I want to serve the Guru, and I want to serve my Guru brothers, and I want to let everyone be free to spend the whole day in learning and practicing and becoming filled with the bhava of our Guru. Just allow me the privilege to serve. Totrak took all the cloth down to the river and washed all the cloth, and then he was carrying the cloth back. He folded it, he dried it in the sun on the bank of the river, and then he took buckets of water and all the cloth on his head. Shankaracharya was explaining to the other 3 disciples some very, very sophisticated aspect of Sanskrit grammar. And the other disciples said, Guruji, we cannot understand you. Can you please give us some illustrations of how this principle is used? And he said to them in answer, please wait for your brother disciple Totrak to come back. He will give us the answer. And the disciple said, what do you mean? He's the Savik of the organization. All he does is chop wood and carry water and do the save of the organization. He never sits in the class. How would he give us the answer? We've studied Sanskrit all these years. Some of us are renowned pundits. Shankara went into meditation and said, wait. And they all waited. Totrak came marching up the mountain. It's a few miles straight up. And he's carrying a bucket of water, a harness over his shoulder with 2 buckets of water and all the clothes on his head. And he's marching up the mountain singing in Sanskrit the answer and illustration to the proposition that the others couldn't understand. All those extended practices of pranayama, they're difficult. And you can't understand it, but all of that good result can be attained in a moment through the selfless service of one's Guru as a natural expression of love. I love you so much I want to show it. And I'm going to demonstrate it by washing your clothes. I'm going to carry the water. I'm going to chop the wood. To contemplate one's own guru is to contemplate one's body. To contemplate the infinity of existence is to contemplate Shiva. To sing the name which praises one's own guru is to sing the holy name. To sing the praises of the infinity of creation is to sing the praise of Shiva. So every thought and remembrance of the guru is the highest inspiration, the highest recollection that we could aspire to. Merely a few particles of dust from the guru's feet build a bridge across the entire ocean of objects and relationships. Therefore, the guru is to be worshipped. Hey, Ram had to build a bridge to cross to Lanka. But Hanuman said the name of Ram and jumped. Just a few particles of dust from the Guru's lotus feet make the bridge. By attainment of whose compassion great ignorance is renounced, therefore we bow down to the respected Guru who accomplishes all objectives. Whose lotus feet destroy the great forest conflagration of all the sea of objects and relationships. He is situated in the middle of the white lotus in the top of the head in the circle of the moon. So here we have a yantra in the Sahasrar, and here is the Guru situated in the circle of the moon in a white lotus. There sits the Guru. Unspeakable are the 3 lines in the circle within the lotus of 1,000 petals. So you got the Sahasrar, the lotus of 1,000 petals. And there are 3 lines which are in the circle. In the triangle in the middle is Hum and Sa. Hamsa, the great swan, my Guru, are side by side in the middle of which the Guru is remembered. He creates the entire perceivable universe. He conceives the ultimate nourishment. He perceives the entire process of acquiring knowledge. He perceives as vain material success or attainment. He strives after that which is beyond qualities. He perceives the meaning of that as oneness. He is the supreme. He manifests the supreme duality of all existence. He perceives everywhere oneness and the path of liberation. That's our Guru. This whole creation that we see as being divine is divine because of the inspiration of the Guru. And therefore, he manifests the supreme duality of all existence. It's divine because of his divinity. He directs the performance of the drama on the stage of all existence. He pours forth the rain of the nectar of compassion. He is the entire garland of all principles. All the 36 tattvas come as one within the Guru. We can perceive its ultimate manifestation in the Guru. All 36 principles. He is the creator of all time. He is the perceiver of truth, consciousness, and bliss. Sat Chit Ananda. May the respected Guru's divine perception eternally be fixed upon me. Look at me with the eyes of compassion and forgive my faults. Please, O Guru. Do we have any questions so far?
Swamiji.
Please.
On verse 40, on page 150,
Yes.
it says, "One who has an opinion does not understand, and one who has no opinion has the right understanding."
Correct.
What does that imply for the way we speak in the world and interact with people, Swamiji?
It means when someone else is speaking, we are usually thinking about what we're going to say next, rather than to listen to what they have to say. So actually it means we listen, we see, we perceive without prejudice, without qualification. Normally, we're not listening to what people have to say. We're so busy thinking about our rebuttal that we can't even hear their position. So this means to perceive, to see, to listen, to be without prejudice. Think about what is being said and then give our response. That's how I interpret it. Whoever has an opinion, what's the point of talking to them? They already have an opinion. They're not being fair. They've got an opinion. Fairness means perceive, listen to the other side, and then make an opinion. Don't make your opinion first and go and try to support or impose your opinion. Listen. Listen to knowledge, listen to reason, listen to wisdom, and then form an opinion. So whoever has an opinion doesn't understand. They don't know what communication is about. It's about sharing. Whoever doesn't have an opinion, they understand. Why go in with an opinion? Go in and listen to truth. And then make your opinion.
Swamiji, our viewers have some questions.
Please.
First question is, what is the most effective way to have unbroken consciousness of the Guru?
To make a life filled with worship. By making a life of worship, you're with the Guru all the time. The first thing you do is place the Guru at the left side of your ashram. And then above him and all around you are surrounding his lineage and his lineage's lineage, all the way up to Lord Shiva, who's the first of the Guru. Make your life filled with worship. And whenever you can't be in worship, then do seva. And make your activity an expression of your love. The efficiency, the sincerity, the passion, the dedication with which your Guru would perform an action. With that same attitude, perform your actions in the world and feel that the Guru is acting through you. Are there other questions?
Swamiji, another question is, what actions should a devotee perform to earn the grace of the Guru?
Many actions. The greatest action that one can perform is to follow the directions of the Guru. Follow the instructions. The Guru will tell you what to do. The Guru will tell you how to worship. The Guru will show you how she does it or he does it. And then follow that example. That's the greatest way, the most positive way by which we can come into harmony with the Guru's attitude. Start with worship and then move on to seva. Serve the Guru like it's a privilege to live with the Guru. Like it's a privilege to be with the Guru. How can you be with your Guru if you're not holding up your end of the bargain? You've got to do more to just demonstrate your love. Just can't say, okay, I'm here, I'm a disciple now, Guru, go to work and feed me. You want to say, I'm here to give more than I take. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in your spirituality. And I'm going to demonstrate that I am as spiritual as you. I am a disciple. I am a mirror, a shishya of the Guru. Are there other questions?
Yes, Swamiji.
Please.
Another question. On the one hand, we talk about surrendering completely to the Guru. On the other hand, we talk about using discrimination. They seem self-contradictory to me. Can Swamiji please explain?
Yes, using discrimination allows us to understand what the Guru is telling us to do and why they're telling us to do it. If it doesn't meet the test of reason and the test of logic, then your Guru is Brahma, your Guru is Vishnu, your Guru is the Deva Maheshwara. They are not contradictory. You must use your discrimination. If the Guru says worship and you will come into a deeper state of meditation, you can believe it. If the Guru says blow yourself up and become a suicide bomber and make me rich and famous, you better use your discrimination. Please, are there other questions?
Swami, one more question from the viewers. How can an ideal devotee relate to his Guru brothers and Guru sisters?
As a true member of the family. We have to be family members. And how do you feel about your own family? You regard them, even in your neglect, you regard them. And you regard them with such a respect and a joy when the family has a reunion. You want to serve them and help them and work together and see how we can use our skills and talents to amplify and expand the capacity of our family. We want to share all of our skills and talents, our efforts, our energies, so that we can amplify and expand the capacity of our family. And we want to do that with our Guru brothers and sisters as well. We want to see how we can serve each other, help each other, inspire each other, and work together to make a strong family of the Guru. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.